All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new review. And today I am reviewing the 4th episode of Ahsoka, which is entitled Fallen Jedi, for several reasons. And I've got to say, this was the best episode, I think, of anything they have produced Star Wars under the Disney Plus brand up until this point. I think it beats out anything that they did with anything with The Mandalorian, anything with Obi-Wan, or any of those. Now, the Patterson cut of Obi-Wan is pretty awesome. And if you guys haven't seen that, I highly recommend checking that out. But as far as Star Wars content goes and really making it feel like Star Wars, this episode was it. We had a little bit of everything. So at the end of the last episode, we had Baylan and Shin going after Ahsoka and Sabine. They are stuck on the planet, and they are definitely joined by a group of people that are with, obviously, Baylan and Shin. And they are tasked with hunting them down in this episode. And there are some pretty cool lightsaber fights. Now, it's been really fun reading and watching things online as to who Merrick is. Everyone was like, Merrick is going to be, from the Force Unleashed. There were all these theories about who he was and also about who Baylan and Shin are. And we actually get quite a few answers in this episode. And there are going to be some spoilers in here. So if you want to watch it without being completely spoiled, you can leave now. Just know that the episode is pretty freaking awesome. But we do have both Sabine and Ahsoka on the ship trying to repair it. They get attacked, and then they end up going off to stop Baylan. Baylan is with the witch from Dathomir, and they're trying to hone in on where exactly Grand Admiral Thrawn is. And they're getting close. It's sitting in this thing. It brings up a map on the side of the mountain, and they're trying to pinpoint his location so that they can take off with their hyperdrive to go find him. In the end, you got Ahsoka, who took out Merrick, and Merrick just ended up being dark magic, is what it appears to be, probably set up by the witch from Dathomir. That's what this appeared to be. It definitely something dark came out of his suit when she struck him down. And so it kind of blew away all of the theories that everybody had. We also found out about Baylan, because when she got done there, you had Shin and Sabine going off and fighting, and Sabine tells Ahsoka, go find the map, go stop it. And they had a conversation this episode where Ahsoka was telling Sabine, we may have to do something to make sure that nobody can go find Ezra or Thrawn because of what it might mean. During this episode, we also had Hera bring in some X-Wings and some of the fleet, just 4 of them, to go accompany her to go help. So when they get there, things get interesting, because Ahsoka gets there and has a big fight with Baylan. An amazing lightsaber fight. It was really well done. She is able to pull out the map before they can get the location. She throws it off to the side. She basically is getting cornered by Baylan when Shin shows up, and Ahsoka immediately thinks that Sabine is dead. And so she kind of pushes Shin back, knocks her out from getting the map. And she ends up having this fight with Baylan. Baylan is able to strike her down and knock her off the edge of the mountain there, off of where the map is. And we don't see Ahsoka until the very end, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. At the same time, Sabine she shows up, and Baylan has a conversation with Sabine and tells her, you can come with us. I will help you go find Ezra. He goes, I'm going to keep my promise to you. I'll protect you. I'll make sure you can get there. Shin had some other ideas. She wanted to basically strike her down, and Baylan says, no, you will not do that. I'm going to keep my promise to her. He wants to get to Thrawn to serve under Thrawn. We find out a bit about Baylan. We don't know much about Shin yet, but we do know that Baylan was trained under Anakin at the temple. And he had a conversation with Ahsoka talking about how his master had talked about her highly. and he didn't want to fight her. You could see it in his face. It was really well done. The acting in this episode was superb. The lightsaber fights were amazing. This was some pretty premier Star Wars stuff. If you're a Star Wars fan, this was pretty awesome. So at the end, Sabine does go with them. They get up into, the hyperdrive device that they had created, and they're getting ready to take off when Hera and the crew approach, and they notice a surge in power, and then boom, it takes off. Knocks them out, kills 2 of the X-Wing fighters, and 2 of them are still around. And that's when Jason, her son, Hera's son, is there, and he says he has a bad feeling about this, meaning Thrawn is going to be coming back. The very final scene was Ahsoka waking up, and you almost think she might be a Force ghost or in a different realm, and she is in a different realm. We know she's not dead. And that was my first thought. I'm like, what are they doing here? She's not in the water. What are they doing? And then she's in the world between worlds. And who does she hear? She hears Anakin Skywalker's voice talking to her. She turns around, and there is a de-aged Hayden Christensen. And that's where the episode ends. So we've only got 2 more episodes in this season, and hopefully we get some answers. So I'm starting to warm to the program now. Last week I was unusually harsh, and know that I was tired last week. I didn't give a very good recap, and people definitely got on my case, and some of it was justified. Some people were just rude, but some of it was justified. I promise to do better in the future, and this episode really is pulling everything together. But with it only being a 6-episode season, I think everything that happened in the first 3 episodes could have been combined into one. This should have been exactly what it was, and we should still have 4 more episodes, but instead we only have 2. And so this is going to be one of those things where we get to the end, and we're only going to get an episode or 2 with Ezra and an episode or 2 with Thrawn, and it's, this is a direct sequel to Rebels, and if you haven't seen Rebels, I think a lot of people are going to be utterly confused and not understanding what's going on. And it's too bad because, I don't think it's too bad. I'm actually enjoying it because I loved Rebels, and I love the whole storyline, and I love what they're doing here. But they could move the storyline a little quicker. This episode was perfectly paced, perfectly well done. I have 0 complaints about this episode. I didn't want it to end. And so that tells you something. So I did quite enjoy. This is probably my favorite hour of Star Wars television that I've seen that they have done on Disney+. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to come in the next 2 episodes. So there's still plenty of story to be told. Hopefully we get a little more backstory on Baylan and find out who Shin really is. But we'll find out next week when the next episode premieres. We got 2 weeks left. That's it. All right, so there's my recap and kind of review. I'd give this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty stellar. Nothing to really complain about. And I do look forward to the next 2. All right, we'll see you guys on the next recap.